Welcome everybody for another edition of this Friday live stream, where today we have very special guest, Khawaja. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to be here next to Andres.
Which side do I show on for you? You show on my right side, so I know
You're on
everybody can
my
see.
left side, so I think it's at least
Okay,
it's
it's
consistent.
consistent. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's get this started. So let us know, talk about what we're going to be doing today.
All right. So my background, I used to be a scientist, and today I'm going to do something very unscientific. So I want to measure the latency between a variety of AWS regions, and we're going to try PDX, which is US West 2 and against US East 1. And the way we're going to do this is by using Momento Topics. And Momento Topics is a low latency pub sub system. So what we're going to do is check out the SDK, publish some messages to Momento Topics, receive them back on the same laptop that is publishing it, see how long it takes my laptop to reach a particular region. If that goes well, we will deploy this to an EC2 instance within the same region that we're publishing subscribing for to just extract out how long in-region latencies are so that we can subtract it when we eventually publish from EC2 in US West 2 to a Momento Topics endpoint in US East 1.
Nice. Seems like a lot to cover. Everybody watching, remember, you can always drop questions, comments, or solutions. We appreciate those a lot. So just let us know, and we'll address them here.
I think it's important for me to share that I haven't coded in a very long time. I used to really enjoy coding, but I haven't been a professional coder for, about 10 years now. So you're going to be watching me make all kinds of JavaScript sins. And I was never a JavaScript coder, by the way. Anyway, so forgive me for all of the sins that I'm about to commit. And
we accept them.
I will get a lot of help from ChatGPT, and we'll get going. So let me go ahead and start with the console. I'm going to click present, and I'm going to share my screen. And I want this screen.
There we go.
All right. So this is the Momento console, and we're going to do a few things. This is a console.gomomento.com. I'm going to click Start Caching, and I have a bunch of caches here. Oh, this is my favorite one. It's called Alan.
Oh, I need one of those.
we have another cache here called BIS. Pop quiz. Yes. What do you think that stands for?
Very interesting subjects.
Very interesting subjects. Very interesting serverless is what it really stands for. But I'm going to create it. I'm going to create it from scratch. I'm going to put it in US West 2 region in AWS. And so now I have it. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to generate an API key for this particular cache. And sorry, let me adjust my camera a little bit so y'all can see me. I'm going to create a fine-grained access key. And for this key, I can actually, say, let's just have the key expire at the end of day today. And I want this key to be able to write to topics on a cache called BIS. And the topics, we'll call it Andres.
With a Z. With a Z, yeah.
Yeah, let's put two Z's just to be a little cooler about it. You can do subscribe only tokens or publish only, but I'm feeling a little generous today. So I'm going to create this key and boom, this is my API key. And for all you people who now have access to my key, just know that it expires in, at the end of the day today. So if you're going to do any damage, the clock is ticking. All right. So I have this key now. What am I going to do with this particular key? On this window, which you're about to see,
there we are.
All right, so here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say export Momento API. I always forget. I need to read Alan's message on our blog on
What
what's
to
a
name it?
token.
That
I
always
think,
happens to me with like the AWS profiles and how to set the profile or the access key. Always
yeah,
have the syntax.
you got to know the right names and everything. But I just set this key. That's all I'm going to do for now. And then I'm going to go back to the console and I'm going to go to
And just for
topic.
everybody watching, right, you set up this key, you set it to fine grain. There's the other one that's a little bit, it's more of an admin key. This one you can set
Yeah,
it more, hey, just subscribe, just publish, more restricted access. And you're setting it in your environment so that when you run code, it uses that key to authenticate against Momento.
that's exactly right. And I'm just going to click, subscribe here. And here, I can actually say hello on the console and have it come out here. And it says hello. That's fantastic. So now let's go ahead, go to VS Code and run topic subscribe. And it needs the cache name. So BIS and
The topic name.
all right. So it is subscribed to this topic. So I'm going to go ahead and publish hello one more time. And hey, it showed up. This, I haven't coded anything yet. This is basically the, this is the, I need to find it. This is basically what comes with the Momento examples. If you go to, if you download the client SDK, go to examples, Node.js, and topics. This is the, I think it is the topics subscribe.ts file that comes in. And, if you just look at the code here, there has to be a main method that basically, oh no, this is not the
There
standard.
it is, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
there it is.
is.
It's creating the topic client right on line 20.
Yeah, but this is,
With
I
the
think,
Momento
something that I
API
wrote
key.
last night. It's not the, no, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah,
That's
when
right.
you ran the npm run, running a script that triggers this, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. So I am trying to figure out if this is actually what comes out of the box or something that I was experimenting with last night. So yeah, this is it, because
It has the correct error.
yeah, it has the correct error. And then I just want to verify that this is what ran. So I will just do a quick console.log.
That's how we troubleshoot nowadays.
That's right. That's right. So I am going to console.log cache name. All right, let's just make sure that this is the, yeah, so you see BIS right here as part of this console.log. So this is the out-of-the-box example. So we haven't done any coding yet. And what I want to do now is to create something that is going to publish and also going to subscribe to it. And the way I do this is I will open up Momento topic publish. This is the thing that also comes with the, in the example code. And I just want to publish from the console as well, and just to make sure that I can actually do it. And it does the same thing. It wants cache name, topic name, and an actual value that I'm going to push through. So let's go ahead and call publish. This is just to make sure that our environment is set up properly and I can do what I want to do. Hello from console. And ooh, I got insufficient permission to perform an operation on a cache. I know why
You
this
did
is.
subscribe. You did subscribe only, right? Or no?
No, I did publish and subscribe. It's because I
Okay.
said ensure cache exists, which tries to create the cache. And this token does not have the ability to create the cache. So I'm going to comment
Nice.
out, that ensure cache exists and run it again.
Do
All
you
right.
know where that example lives? Just to share it with the chat.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm searching, but there are many repos in the Momento org.
Yeah. How do I get this over here? Can I put it here and you can put it? I don't know where to put this so that our viewers can see it.
Yeah. I'll share it. I'll share it.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so this is the code, and if you go into examples, and if you go into Node.js, and then you go into topics, and then if you go into topics publish, this is what we just did. And where we got in trouble is because I was using fine-grained access control that only have the ability to publish and subscribe. They don't have the ability to, do this. Basically, this method will try to create the cache, and it says, well, you don't have permission to create the cache. So all I did was I just, it's like when your unit tests fail, you just comment them out, right? So, so I just, commented this out, and I was able to publish. And then more importantly, when I publish hello from console, you'll see that, well, this is actually, I lied. It should be hello from terminal.
That's true.
And it should show up right here. All right.
This little tool is really slick, right? It's just reducing the barrier to get something working, right? You don't even have to code anything to see, okay, I got the connections. And then you can
That's
work on the
right. I just
connections.
wanted to make sure things are working because, like topic name like this, something shady can happen anytime. So I have to make sure that that the plumbing is set up right. And, just doing a basic hello world is a worthwhile endeavor before we try something too complicated. But now what I want to do is I'm going to try something for the first time. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to tell it that here is a sample for Momento publish, and here's a sample for Momento subscribe. And I want you to write something for me that that is publishing and subscribing in the same file. And let's just see what happens. All right. And I'm going to be, I'm generally not a very rude person, but I'm going to try to be a little bossy to ChatGPT today and see what it does. So
seems like AI in this stage still likes bossy. Maybe when they take over, they'll be the boss. It's fine.
That's right. So I am trying to work with Andres to build a sample for Momento Topics pub sub. Here is an example for Momento publish to a topic. And then I'm just going to literally copy this one.
Sub.
Yeah. And here is how you subscribe.
Cool.
I need a sample that publishes and subscribes in the same file. Please do this right. Andres
will get angry.
Is judging me.
Can you zoom in a little bit once it?
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me. All right.
There we go.
Oh my God, it's actually doing it. We don't know if this is gonna work, by the way, but let's just try it. Sometimes it imagines APIs that don't exist, so the hallucination is real.
Those are very real, and they seem to be more often nowadays. Maybe we're trying to do more complicated things, and it just tries to make things up. But
well, it seems pretty decent. It's like main.then, and then it's saying
where's the main
actually happening here. Yeah, here's the main.
There's the function.
All right, cache name, topic name, and value. Why would I want 3? You know what?
Because you're publishing, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to tell it what to publish. Okay, so now what I'm going to say is, wait, why won't you let me type anymore? Come on.
You broke it.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I broke ChatGPT. And I don't know how to fix it because I can't ask it how to fix it. So let me.
Yeah.
There we go. No, ChatGPT is like, I think it's on strike because it's like, how dare you
Be
talk
so
about
bossy.
Andre like this?
And Andres with a Z. That's the
I
sketchy one.
know. That's okay. Seriously, what is going on? All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna open a new browser. Let's see.
I think it's because you're using a Mac, but
Yeah, if it's either, I guess I could go to a PC and give up all my privacy. I kid. I would never do that.
I understand. I always start every stream with like, I know I'm using a PC. It's okay. It's what I got to roll with.
That's right. Mac versus PC and Windows versus or Mac versus PC and VI versus Emacs are they're the holy wars. All right.
Yeah.
I actually want to publish thousands of randomly generated messages. So let's see what it does there.
Include a loop that generates and publishes random messages.
Yeah. And now, if you
and
notice, it's only taking the cache name and the topic name.
yeah,
All
remove the
right.
args.
And then it's got this logger factory thingy going on. And
Daryl's here to back me up. He's like, at least Windows has WSL now. So yeah, that's true.
yeah,
You can do.
fair enough.
And Andrew Robinson says, just don't use CrowdStrike.
I got to go back to the console and subscribe again too. So when we run this, we can see it. Because oddly enough, I had to close. I had to restart my Safari, which never happens. But it's because I had too many. I had way too many tabs open, which is something I'm sure none of you would ever do.
No, I would never.
Right, so let's make sure this console is happy. Okay, it's there. All right, so let's see. It is going to subscribe. Then it's going to sleep for a couple of minutes. Even wrote comments. Then generate random message, and then it's got the handle, but I don't see it publishing anywhere. Where is it publishing? Generate random message. Momento.publish.
And it's 1,000. Yeah.
All right. Publish 1,000 random messages. I'm actually going to try and, put this in my VS Code and let's see.
So it's first take the code, test it out. If it works, then you analyze the code to see what it's doing.
That's probably better. But I'm going to, oh, wow. Look at the name. I'm going to call it andres.py. No, nice. Wait. No, it's not py.
It's JavaScript or TypeScript.
Yeah, so I got to fix that. Hold on. So actually, I can do that here. mv andres.py to andres.ts. I told you I was going to commit a bunch of sins.
Hey, you're fixing them as you go.
That's right. All right, so we have andres.ts, and in order to run this, I believe I'll have to go to my, this is going to be fun. tsconfig.json. I think, no, that's not what I'm going to go to. I have
You're
to go
looking for the script definition?
Yeah.
That's the package JSON. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah, so I'm going to say Andres, and then I'm going to No clue what any of these things do, but let's just say
It's compiling the TypeScript and then
Mhm.
running that file, the compiled JavaScript file, which should look very similar because there's not a lot of real TypeScript in there. And yeah, one comma, and then it shouldn't complain about the extra space after Andres.
All right. Well, let's find out. So instead of running topics publish now, we're just gonna run.
Run, Andres, run. It's just with one Z. Oh yeah, I ran the correct thing. There we go. It succeeded.
I don't know if it did. There's no way it published 1,000 messages that quickly, did it? No, that is.
You provided the BIS, Andres, hello from terminal.
Let me run it again. Oh, okay, great.
There it goes.
Hey, we got 1,000 random messages, and it even says random message. You know it's random, and it's saying it's random, right?
Yeah, of course. Just trust it.
Yeah. Okay. 1,000 messages.
It's still going. I think it's got stuck in a loop there. See a lot of. Oh no, it's the length.
Oh,
It's like.
Oh, you see that? I got like throttled. Oh my God, I have to get the Momento on call to
Let's get you some
increase my
larger
limit.
rate limiting.
Oh. Wait, I think it's done more than 1,000.
Yeah, I think we got into an infinite loop. No, there's publishing message. There's a count. So it's in 700, 800.
Oh, sorry.
900. It should end in a second. Boom.
All right.
So it's
And
good that you
boom.
have throttling protections.
Yeah. I should ask if Momento on call might be listening, but I told my team that if you want to laugh at me, you can join. But we don't need to do very high throughput here. So let's go ahead and all right. So you're receiving the heartbeats and so forth. This is the reason why these heartbeat stuff is happening here is because the logger factory is, I think, configured to do trace level logging. So you're seeing the heartbeats as well. Let's
Cool.
go ahead and add a sleep. How do you sleep in JavaScript? You just say sleep?
I think sleep is a package, but you would do like set timeout. I mean, there was one, right? There was a piece of code that was already sleeping at some other point. So look for sleep, or yeah, I think the comment said sleep in what ChatGPT generated.
Did it?
Didn't? Yeah, look for set timeout.
All right.
Yeah, there's a sleep.
Await sleep.
Yeah, so you need to sleep. You need to do that promise set timeout thing.
All right, cool. So now, after every publish, what I'm gonna do is this. Const sleep number
and then actually call it.
seconds times
So then if you saw the
No,
code
this is
below,
way too complicated. I think I just want to say await, set timeout.
is the set timeout a promise? I don't think it would work, which is why it's doing that new promise with a set timeout. You missed the arrow on the function.
Oh.
Told you I was going to be here for missing semicolons and stuff like that.
R comma, let's just say 1 millisecond. That should do it.
You think that will get us past the throttling in that?
It might. It should get us down to 1,000 publishes per. Yeah, let's do 10. All right. All right. Still getting throttled. Let's sleep for 100 millis. All right.
It's
And
looking better.
then
I don't see where you're typing.
I'm asking, I'm submitting a
Oh,
support
okay,
request
okay.
to Momento to increase my limits.
You think you'll get a good response time on that one?
I have no idea. It's just, depends on what else the on-call has to do. Um, I almost wrote I want to do lots of TPS, but I think I should be more specific.
Yeah, so Andrew Robinson's asking, were there throttling errors? It was moving too fast. Yeah, so we were
Yeah, there
seeing,
were.
like, you can see the very consistent messaging right now. When it was going fast, you would see a different type of message in the middle.
So let's try to get throttled again. So you see
Yeah.
this, Andrew? Like,
You can zoom in a little bit too.
yeah.
Yeah, there you are. Request rate, bandwidth, or object size exceeded the limits of for this account. So that's the one, Andrew.
So we'll just sleep for 100 millis so that we're only doing, 10 TPS. And when I do that, then it works just fine. All right.
Yeah, it seemed to be pretty fine at that point.
But let's go through and start breaking some of this out as well.
So good question.
Mhm.
Are there patterns to handle that using the SDK?
Patterns to
So
handle a throttle.
yeah, I mean, usually sometimes the SDK handles the retry,
Yeah.
like the AWS SDK. If you get throttled, it automatically retries at some rate. I don't
It
know if
depends
the
on if your
Momento
request
ones.
is idempotent or not. So Momento is, we're pretty religious about not retrying unidempotent things by default. So you have to handle. So what you should do is a exponential backoff, right? And then try again, but make sure that the exponential backoff is actually bounded as well.
Yeah,
So because otherwise you'll
doesn't
end
run
up with,
forever.
yeah.
Cool.
All right. So this is pretty cool. But this code is still very hard to read, I think. So what did ChatGPT do? I'm impressed at ChatGPT, by the way, because I didn't need to write a single line of code here. But let's go ahead and, I want to clean this up so that it's a little more readable. So, I don't think we need trace level logging. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. And I'm gonna get rid of this guy as well. All right. So, and then you've got this, and then it's got the, I'm publishing. I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't
We know
need
it's
that.
working. Yeah.
Yeah. And we only have to print it if, once we
And,
receive it.
and you can always see it on the Momento console if you want to track if it's actually publishing messages. So
Exactly. So I'll leave the error statement. Actually, I'll leave the errors there, and I'll leave the sleep there. And then subscribing. So let's see what it actually does, right? So you start by creating a Momento Topics client. And this is called Momento. And then what you do is you say, memento.publish, the name of the cache, the topic name, and the actual message that you want to send. And then you just check if you got a success or fail. That's it. And then on the subscribe end, you have, memento.subscribe, the name of the cache, the name of the topic. And you just say, hey, if I get an item, call handle item. And if I get an error, call handle error. So it's a callback setup. And, you just point out if it's a subscription, if it's a failure or a success, and that's it. And then if you go to on handle item, it just says, I received this item. Okay. It's literally that simple, but let's actually break this out into separate files for publishing and subscribing, or separate, kind of. Actually, I don't think we have to do that yet. Let's get this working, perhaps, and then we can kind of go from there. So here. All right, and then where is the publish method? Okay, so this is publish. We have to go to a different file, but this is, we're just publishing here. But what I want to start publishing, you know where it says generate random message? Let's actually say, we're going to remove the word random here. It's just going to generate the message. And the reason for that is I want to start sending current time on here. So I'm going to say,
date time, date dot now, or yeah.
Now? Nope. Oh, you're saying date dot now. This should give me, I think, the time in milliseconds. So
I think you need to do to time string, but I'll figure that out for you. Maybe it does by default. One of the things I always have to, the date time next data method returns the number of milliseconds it lasts. Yeah, epoch. You're good. You
all
commented
right.
out the, oh no, you're getting messages on the other end.
I'm getting messages here, but how come my console isn't printing messages?
Because you commented in the publish, you commented the
Well, look,
success. Oh
but
no, it's all synchronous, right? So you're looping through the 1,000, publishing, then after you're done, it's gonna
and
subscribe.
then when
Yeah,
I'm
so
done publishing the 1,000,
yeah,
it's
so
gonna
you're probably
subscribe.
gonna, and what we can do if you want is you already separated the publish. We can
It's because
separate the
I did
subscribe.
this. It's because I did this, right? I await for publish to finish. So if I take this await out, what happens? Yay!
There you go. Yep.
Did I commit a sin there by not waiting this promise?
Get into asynchronous. This would definitely not make it maintainable, so it's not something I would do for somebody to then take over.
Well, what I could do is, this is why I wanted it all to be, extracted out and like,
Yes.
uh,
I think what we can do, it can be in the same file. You can abstract the refactor that subscribe into its own function, and then we can take in a third parameter in the command. That's
yeah,
it. I want to publish, I want to subscribe, and you have a if that triggers that, and then you just have two terminals running.
yep, yep. Well, we don't have to do that necessarily either. I think cache name, topic name, and I'll just create async function subscribe. Copy the signature later. It's literally, I need
That
all of these things. Oops, did not mean to do that. I don't know what I just did. I pressed Apple B instead.
Either Control B.
Yeah,
controls the side panel.
that's right. So, and then here, I think I'm just gonna do all this on the subscribe side.
Yeah.
But why can't I call?
No, it's not async. It is async. Oh, the function doesn't exist. It's still in the main function.
It's right here, right? So, all right, because we're doing sleep in a very roundabout way. I like the way I did sleep in the publish, actually. Let me copy that.
One liner.
Yeah, that's right. So
there it is.
Yeah. I don't know why I would. Yeah, so kill this and do this. All right, and I don't want to sleep, so I'll just sleep for a while here. And then I think what I have to do is, how do I, like, can I assign this to something and then await on both?
Later. You can do a, what's that called? There's a way to run promises dot all, So do promise.all, and that takes in an array. I believe it's an array. So yeah, put those two in an array. And I'll verify promise.all. Yeah, so change, add square brackets between pub comma sub. Yeah. That should do it.
All right.
And you would need a then or an await. I think you can do an await on a promise.all.
Let's see what happens. No! Import subscribe from diagnostic channels. Oh,
It's
I think there's a conflict in naming, so I'll just call it sub. Because,
name subs. Yeah.
sub P and pub P for promise.
It's one of the more complicated things in programming is naming stuff. So
Well, caching is the second one, so 2 hard problems.
there you go. Do both of them.
All right. Promises. All right, cool.
Should I play the song by Incubus?
Yes. All right. We are receiving the items. It says the timestamps now. So let's go ahead and on item, instead of just, printing it, where is that? That's in handle item. So now what I actually want to do is I want to say number item dot value. And then I want to say date. Oh, no. Date dot now minus that number.
Get your linting there.
All right. So I'm going to say delta equals. How do I do this in JavaScript? Do I just say percent %f?
It's dollar signs, curly bracket.
That?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Nan.
Not on.
What? Come
What
on.
is item dot?
Float?
Yeah, let's print out item. So do console log.
Item used to be
item.
this.
True.
Item dot value, maybe dot toString. Would that do it?
Starting timer. Should work. So let's print out the date.
Let me try. Maybe it's just a precision thing. How do you make a double or doesn't have double?
It would be decimal maybe. Float. Let me see. Float. JavaScript. Oh, it's TypeScript. But yeah.
How do I parse a double from a string in JavaScript? Or long? Oh.
It's just number. Yeah.
Number?
No, number, you see, uppercase. Or there's the parse
That's
float.
what I was doing.
Was it uppercase?
I did do uppercase earlier. All right. We could do big int.
I'm going to try this and REPL it.
Why? How do I parse date in millisecond in JavaScript?
So wonder what's being returned on each. So you got the date.
You know what I could do is just say new date item dot
value
dot. No, I still got to go back to the Well, of course, that's going to take a string. Hold on. I've done this before elsewhere.
Yeah, so the item dot value is a string. Are we certain on that?
It is.
Okay. JavaScript, Node.js.
Oh, parse int. Interesting. All right. Item dot value, comma, 10.
Yeah, so it's a base 10. Why is item dot value complaining? It was a string.
Okay. Still an and. Why? Convert the string to an integer.
Okay, so const date equals date dot now, and then const value equals some string number. If I do console.log date minus value, I'm just testing it out now.
Yeah. I did something like this. I could do parse float. Let me try that. This feels really.
I was able to do it, not even converting the value to a number.
So why is. All right. That is. Because I'm doing date.now. Date.now should return a number.
Yes.
And the number. All right. Let's just actually see what happens here. It's already a NaN by the time I do the parse. So I had done this before in a different place. Yeah, item.value.toString parse float.
It has a space.
I can do .trim. That should be in there already.
Yeah.
No.
So print out just console log item dot value. I just want to see it. I know it's going through Momento, but it might just be item. But yeah, do item dot value.
Well, we have it printed on the console as well in the browser. So function value. Okay.
So value is, yeah, open, close. It's a function. It's not just a attribute. So do.
Oh, is that what's going on? Okay.
Maybe let's yeah.
No.
But that's
What's wrong here?
Remove the parse float. Let's just, or yeah, do that.
Right.
So
okay.
there we
so
go.
I think. Oh, the delta is happening now. Okay.
Yeah. So now just add
date dot.
Ooh, we can do math.
Well, it's I was
It's a function. It's
invoking
not
the
a
function, not I was creating the function string. Okay, whoops.
Yeah.
So I bet I don't even need to do this parse float nonsense. I should just be able to do number now.
I don't. You can remove the toString. I think you can do it directly. Beauties of JavaScript. I think you can just do item dot value.
All right.
Without even doing it a number. TypeScript might complain, but yeah, there you go.
Fantastic. So it looks like it's about 30 milliseconds or 77 milliseconds or so to get this up and running. All right. But this is because this is on my laptop over a Wi-Fi. And, and I live close to Portland. I live one city north of Portland in Vancouver. But I promise you this latency, it is only due to my Wi-Fi. It's not it's like the speed of light from here to the Portland data center is not that high. So we know that my laptop can send and receive this message in a matter of, 30 to 150 milliseconds. Let's actually get to a more reliable internet, and I'm going to commit a SYN of serverless by going and provision a server. So I have an EC2 instance.
How dare you?
All right, so I have an EC2 instance running somewhere. I'm going to bring this on here. And what I'm going to do here is, all right, so I'm going to copy this file over here that we just finished writing, andres.ts. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not on the EC2 instance.
And that will need a little bit of a zoom.
Yeah.
Thank you. Whew.
All right. So what I want to do is get to EC2, and I think I have an instance up and running, but let me see what happens. All right, I'm on an EC2. I'm going to go to client SDK, JavaScript, examples, topics, no, node, topics, vi andres.ts. I'm going to, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over here because, I don't want to use Git to go back and forth with this. And then I have to say package.json. We're going to do the same thing here. Actually, I just can copy this line. And then I'm going to say npm run Andres bis.
Andres with a double Z.
Andres with a double Z. Guess what's going to happen when I do this, Andres?
Is it gonna fail because you don't
It's gonna
have the
fail
token?
because I need the freaking token.
Yeah.
So, yep, credential provider. So I'm going to say echo Momento API key, and then boom, export Momento API key. Nope, did not copy properly.
Just type it in now. Spend the rest of the hour here.
All right, let's run through this.
Oh, look at that latency. Golly.
It's, a couple of milliseconds. Now, like when I see this kind of stuff, I'm like, I think I need more precision. So I kind of want to do like performance.now on JavaScript instead of like using milliseconds. So I can get like microsecond level precision here. But, what we can surmise from this is it's taking, 2 milliseconds or so. You can see the first one because I think it's subscribing, but 2 to 3 milliseconds is the Momento Topics induced latency here.
Nice.
And let me
Yeah, so that's quite a difference if you think about it percentually, right? As a human being, that's almost
it's
very
imperceptible.
Yeah, but you're going from 40, 50, even 144 to 2 or 3. Pretty consistent on the 2 and 3. That's pretty awesome. There's 1 4, 2 4s.
Mm-hmm. But let's do what we promised to at this point. Let's actually measure the latency between here and US East 1. The easiest way to do that, I'm going to cheat a little bit. I don't have to go create another instance. I'm going to go here. And, oh, that publish is just continuing to happen from somewhere.
You have 3 terminals.
All right. So I'm going to
There it is.
go, I want to make a cache. I'm going to call it BIS, but this time it's going to be BIS, not easy, BIS.
Easy. US East 1.
So this instance is in US West 2. So now what I'm doing is basically going to publish from here to US East 1. And let's just see what that looks like. So now I have to create, I'm going to create a new API key, but it's going to be in US East 1 now. And BIS East.
Top.
I'll just give it all topics now, because I like to live in the dangerous side. All right.
Living on the edge.
API key. All right. So let's go here and say export Momento API key equals. I just got a message from the on-call or the Momento support team that said that my limits have been raised. So we'll come back to that. But now, just by changing the API key, because the API key actually has the endpoints baked in, but just simply by changing the API key,
It knows where to
I
go.
am now running this against the East Coast. Oh, a cache with the specified name does not exist. So let's go
In
back.
that region. So cache is specifically in a region. Oh, it's BIS East. We need to change the name.
Oh, thank you. Man, that is a good catch. I totally did not see that. Okay. And then now I'm going to go into topics and I'm going to subscribe to Andres in BIS East. Boom.
There we go.
All right. So now the delta that you see here is 60 milliseconds.
Yep.
Well, that's lower than I thought it would be between the regions. That's pretty good. Like across the country.
This is yeah, across the country. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little lower than I would have expected it to be. Let's actually. I wonder if let me go and create an instance in US East 1. I want to see what if I can ping an instance here. So ping the instance. Let's see. I have to go to the AWS console and create. All right. I'm going to go to the AWS console. I have single sign-on set up. I have my dev cell here. All right, I'll log in as admin because why not? Something I'll never admit to doing, but this is a development account. So I'm going to go to EC2 and I'm going to create an instance in US East 1. And BIS East.
Easy.
All right. Yeah. I want ARM, of course, and then I want a, just set up a T4G small, because why not? I'll create, I'm gonna call it easy. Okay. And then I want to allow SSH traffic, but I also want to allow ICMP. We can do that later. Let's just launch the instance. All right, instance is launched. Yeah, all of you serverless people, throwing up. This is an instance. It's pretty cool. But what I wanted to do was to go to security group, and I want to add ICMP traffic because what I want to do is ping this instance. And inbound rule, edit inbound rules, add a rule.
There it is.
All ICMP traffic from anywhere. Living on the dangerous side. All right. So now I think I can kill this and okay, cool. So now if I do Hey,
Nice.
that's like pretty
Almost
close.
exactly the same. Yeah.
That is really cool that like the ICMP traffic and what it takes for Momento to publish a topic message and then receive it back is about the same.
Yeah. Maybe the decimals there, right? Maybe that's the
Yeah,
difference. But
maybe
yeah,
it is the decimals.
it's pretty
Um,
incredible.
but now I'm curious. Now I want to, I want to do something a little funkier. What I want to do here is um, publish from this instance, and I want to subscribe from the other instance.
Okay.
And let's see if we can pull that off actually. So how are we going to do this? I will bring a green console up for US East 1. So I'm going to chmod the yes, arm easy. Okay, so SSH-I KS arm easy EC2 user at. All right. So what do we want to do here? We want to.
You want to publish from this one or subscribe?
I want to subscribe from here. So I think what I'm going to have to do here is sudo yum install npm. All right. And then I think what I have to do is npm install Momento. Does that actually work? Holy cow.
No, I mean, you would pull in the package JSON and run npm install. That should do it for you.
All right. So let's do
Because the
that.
package JSON should have all the whatever you need for Momento.
Yeah. Then what I can do here is
clone this.
Yeah. So sudo yum install git. Maybe it's already there, but nice. Examples, cd node topics, and then I want to say npm run subscribe topic subscribe. Let's see what happens. Is it maybe it's topics subscribe? Topic subscribe. Okay.
Topics.
Oh, I still have to do npm install.
Yeah, I do think that is missing. I was wondering if maybe the run was doing an npm install.
All right, let's do this again. Okay, so now I want to say BIS East and Andres, and it should crap out and say, I don't have your key.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is slow. This is really slow. I think it's because it's a T4G, but it's surprisingly slow to do this. But let's see, echo Momento API key. So this is the East key.
Yeah.
So I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to say export Momento API key equals this, and let's try again. All right, I think. Oh,
exceptions. And
oh, you know why?
It's the same thing.
I need to air out the ensure cache exists thing or
Oh yeah, because this is the plain one still. Can you zoom in a little bit on that one?
Is that better or still pretty small?
One more. There we go. That's perfect.
Okay, so let's see. It is subscribed to the topic now, so I'm going to go ahead and start publishing. All right.
This will not have this will not have oh, there's a delta on this side.
Yeah, but we need the delta here. So
On the other
now
side,
I can go to topic, subscribe, and then on item. No, it's handle item. All right, so instead of console.logging this, what we're going to do now here is just copy and paste what we did earlier.
Yeah.
Copy pasta time.
It was on there.
There. We're just going to copy this.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, look at those
Right.
ones.
Now it's like one-way latencies, if you guys know what I mean. So it's basically what we're doing is we are publishing from Portland to Virginia. But before, we were also measuring how long does it take to go from Portland to Virginia and back to Portland. Okay. And now what we're doing is Portland to Virginia, but then the subscriber is sitting in Virginia. And you'll notice that this is a little less, it's a little more than the half, right? It's 34 milliseconds. I think it has to do with the fact that it's a T4G instance. But
you think it's the processing power in the machine then?
I have a feeling that there's something, because just like turning on the process, it just felt a little laggier. But
yeah, even just the terminal, right? It's just running it there.
Yeah. So with US East 1, it's a little bit longer, but I think before we go, I want to try one other quick thing, which is now I kind of want to publish to a more exotic region. And maybe something that's not in the US. So let's go to caches and create a cache in Japan. So I created BIS JP, and I'm going to make a new API key that is only for Japan. And then it's going to be topic, and then it's BIS JP, all topics and permissions. Boom. Generate the key. All right, so let's start by, this is Portland. So let's do export Momento API key equals this. And then we're going to run this again. And we're going to say BIS JP. About 100 milliseconds. And then I'll do the same thing here. And then I want to do BIS JP again.
What numbers are you expecting? Oh, there you go. Oof. Oh, there you go.
It's about 100. But now we're doing a little triangle, right? We're going from Portland to Japan and Japan to Virginia. And from Portland to Japan and back is only 97 milliseconds, but from Portland to Japan to Virginia is like 100 milliseconds, 122 milliseconds. I wonder why that is. I guess that makes sense. Japan is much closer. If I pull up a map here,
to the west. Yeah, to Portland. There you go.
You'll see Japan is right here, And it won't let me zoom out more. I mean, I can go this way to Japan. You can see that will take a lot longer to go from, Virginia to Japan. It's a lot longer versus from Portland to Japan. So it lines up. We're getting about 120 or so milliseconds of latency to do the triangle between Virginia to Tokyo back to Portland. And yeah, that's where we are.
It's pretty cool. I mean, and for the amount of travel it's doing, still 120 milliseconds doesn't feel that terrible. If you were running something here that needed to go to Japan at some point, 120 milliseconds might be fine in many industries.
What's funny? I like math. So it's about 97 milliseconds round trip. So what I assume is, if you look at that 97, like one way from Portland to Virginia was 30 milliseconds. And these two numbers are about off by roughly 30 milliseconds from each other. So, it's not actually going from Japan to Portland and Virginia, but, it kind of lines up that Japan to Virginia, it's probably getting routed somehow through here, but or the AWS backbone. But it's an extra 30 or so milliseconds to go from Japan all the way to Virginia.
And it's the measurement we had initially from Virginia to that diff from Virginia to Portland, right? So
that's right. And I bet once you start doing this, the delta of my Wi-Fi will also be much easier to deal with because it'll get lost in the noise a little bit more as well. But yeah, so this is what we did. We'll go back to the code real quick just to walk everybody through. So in the Andres file, what we started by doing is parsing the variables, parsing some command line parameters. Here's the cache name. Here's the topic name. We create a Momento client, and then we created a method to start publishing. And what it takes to publish a Momento message, we're just doing, int I 0, I is less than 1,000, I plus plus. So, we generate a message and we just say momento.publish, the name of the cache, the name of the topic, and the actual message. In this case, the message was just the current time. And then, that's it. You literally just wait for that message to get published. On the subscribe end, here is the subscribe function. It's literally momento.subscribe, name of the cache, name of the topic, and what do you want to do when you get an item in. And the handle item right here, all it was doing is get the current date, subtract the time, and then log this one more time. I did find out that I can do 1,000 TPS now, so I do want to go and before we end,
I do want to highlight, and I know we're trying to get more into the real-time data delivery and kind of the metrics around all that, but if you go back to the code, right, most of the code that we had to publish, it's kind of junk around it to publish 1,000 messages, right? But it truly is a one-liner to publish a message, right? Create the client, which is 3 lines, and then one-liner to publish a message, and again, a one-liner to subscribe. Just want to call that out because if you've built your own WebSocket systems or any type of communication between systems, there's a little bit more involved to manage all of that, and this truly is a one-liner thing, and you saw how we got it across the world. Or Khawaja did. I didn't. I was just spectating.
You were making sure that I don't forget my arrows and my semicolon for sure. I wanted to see if the what do you call it? If
the throttling
throttle has gone away really quickly. So BIS, all topics, pub sub, generate.
And the throttle is based on the cache?
Yeah, it's based on the specific cache and the TPS and bandwidth that I am allocated. So I hadn't requested additional bandwidth. So hopefully this will be good enough, but let's see. Momento API key equals this.
Let's change the timeout.
Yeah. So the sleep was for 100 milliseconds. See if I can do 1,000 TPS. All right, the throttle has gone away. And by the way, if you wanted to do 1,000,000 TPS, you can just tell us, and you know, like your JavaScript code is not going to be able to pull that off. You need to at least kick off a bunch of things in parallel. But you know, it's literally that simple. I wonder why it's unsubscribing so eagerly.
I think we have like a 10-second timeout on the subscribe. Where is it? Yeah, there at the bottom. There's the set timeout. You can get rid of that.
Oh, it's just 10 seconds. So
yeah,
if I do like 60 seconds, then it won't.
that would be a minute. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Is there a hard limit on TPS? I mean, obviously you probably hit some physical limits at some point, but is it
You'll hit
something
physical
reasonable?
limits on a single topic at some point with regards to the number of subscribers. But like, you know, there's limits everywhere. But you know, if you want to do like 1,000,000 TPS, you could. There is this article that I like to tell everybody about, which is I'll put it in our chat, Andres, and you can put it.
Yeah, I'll share it.
But this is Ellery built, you know, like has a tutorial on how do you actually do publishing between Momento Topics as well.
I'll share that. Momento Topics.
And if I look at BIS,
Okay,
you know, I'm not doing very many TPS here, but you know,
it's a single loop, right? So it's up to your machine at that point and how fast it can process the JavaScript.
That's right, and I have that
parallelization or some other stuff. I mean, in the serverless world or any just typical infrastructure world, you can really ramp up the parallelization of this and get to that million, right? But
you absolutely could. I mean, I could comment out
the weight
thing,
yeah, and
you know, it'll publish a little bit faster. But even now, it's still publishing a little fast because, or not as fast as it could, because I await this to happen. So if I comment this whole thing out, I will get throttled here, by the way, now, because now I'm just gonna start publishing like there's no tomorrow. Like here, you're waiting for the publish response to come, which takes about, you know, a few milliseconds. And so then you're limited. Here, I'm just going to be like, I don't care. Fire and forget. Let's go. Yeah. And the delta is going to be higher because the loop is just going. This delta has less to do with Momento taking a little bit longer and more, you know, the subscribe just not getting queued up because you're just busy going publish.
Yeah.
So without any more. And that's why like the 1,000 just, you know, you run out of it right away. So we can publish 10,000 now, and you can see the latencies going up. And again, this has more to do with the subscribe loop getting behind, and the way to prove that, export or validate that API key equals, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I need the API key back so that I can subscribe here from a JavaScript that is less busy. And I just want to, what do I want to do? I just want to subscribe here. I'll subscribe on this end, I think.
That's this the BIS JP. You'll need to change the topic name.
And I think it's just BIS.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, it's a T4G too, so let's see what. what actually happens here. You know why this is happening is I think what
It's
happens
just
here,
additive on the delta since we're
because
not doing.
you're waiting because you get the time, the generate message, you get the time, and the time is just sitting there before it gets published to Momento. So you're getting queued up. So what you're seeing here, I think, is queuing latency. The deltas are pretty similar here. So I wonder, like some parallelization here would certainly help. But we'll do that next time where we actually open multiple connections to Momento.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
Closing thoughts?
I mean, I'm just impressed at how fast you set up an EC2 instance. No, but it's pretty cool to see the numbers, right? And how you started jumping throughout the rest of the US and the world to get the different types of latencies, kind of get the memento piece and just for people to understand how a lot of networking there's just so many variables, and if you're doing it from your home machine, there's always the physical nature of things, right? So things are going to change based on if somebody's watching Netflix at your home, right? That's going to change how things communicate. So it's pretty cool to see.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Andres, for hosting and for making this a lot more fun. And anybody has questions, you can reach out to me on Twitter, or send me a note, or find me in the BIS Discord channel.
Yeah, we can definitely keep the conversation going there. And just a reminder, next week we got Sam Block doing a session around making a case for relational databases and serverless applications.
Nice.
You should go to that one, Khawaja, since it's.
I'll be there. I'm a huge fan of relational databases. I actually am. No, this is not sarcasm at all. I am a huge fan of relational databases when used right.
Yeah, they have a place in this world. It's just making sure you use the right tools for the job. So that one should be interesting. Excited to watch that one next week. But Khawaja, thanks for making it here, showing us some good Momento topic latency evaluations. So we'll probably do another one. You already said something. We'll try the parallelization and all that some other time. So we'll see when we do that one. So thanks a lot, and we'll catch y'all later.